Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Intellectual Saviors of Wrestling. We are your hosts, the Master of the Brain Damage,
Martin,
and the one and only Sam H. And this is the Raw review from the 11th of July. And as I understood it, we kicked off things with a battle royal for the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, trying to remember all the participants in this match. I believe we had the Dudley boys, we had the Vaudevillains, we had the returning Darren Young, we had Apollo Crews, Sheamus, I think was in.
Sheamus was in there. And if you didn't notice by the big statue standing by ringside, we had Baron Corbin.
Yeah, that we did. There were a few other members in there, can't quite remember all of them. Yeah, interesting, good way to open up the show. It was a good match, a little bit puzzled by the ending though.
Yeah, I mean, it came down, the final three I think were, the final four, Dolph Ziggler, Baron Corbin, Apollo Crews and Darren Young.
Yeah, that's right.
And after Ziggler was eliminated, Corbin and Crews were fighting on the ring apron. And they both managed to eliminate themselves, somehow.
I think it was a case of Apollo Crews clotheslined Baron Corbin, sort of the momentum of it took him over the top rope, and a very confused and dazed Darren Young looked up, I've won!
Yeah, he won. I mean, Bob Backlund said he was going to make Darren Young great again.
Off to a good start, I'd say.
I mean, Christ, I didn't think they would do this quickly. I thought he'd have a few matches beforehand.
Nah, and of course, let's not forget we had The Miz and Maurice at ringside.
I hate The Miz.
Yeah, so afterwards we had a little bit of celebration from Darren Young and Bob Backlund, and we had the usual heel crap with The Miz just holding up a title going, I'm a champion.
Oh, I hate The Miz.
You know who else hates The Miz?
Who?
JBL.
Good man.
Remember that famous episode of, I think it was on SmackDown a few years back, and he said, Miz, I hate you, I hope you have a terrible Christmas.
He did say that. So, yeah, there's not really much to say on that. I mean, I'm happy that Darren Young won it. I mean, we haven't really seen him as a singles wrestler in a while, so it'll be good to see what they do with him over the next coming weeks.
Yeah. So then moving on to our next match, we had a singles match, sort of a weird one that's been going on for a few weeks. We had Sheamus facing off against Zack Ryder with his new music.
Yeah, his re-recorded music.
Yeah, all they've done is get a rock band to record the same song.
Now, this whole Zack Ryder thing, it kind of confuses me because some weeks you think, are they doing something with him? And then the next week it's, nope, back to losing, jobbing.
Yeah, and unfortunately this didn't disappoint us in that mentality, because unfortunately for Zack Ryder, he ended up losing to Sheamus, and like Sam said, it just gets really confusing. One minute you think, oh, okay, they're going to give him a bit of a push, maybe a title rivalry or something, and then the next week he's losing.
Yeah, and then Rusev came out after the match, pretty much to say he accepted Zack Ryder's challenge for the US title.
Yeah, except he decided to lock in his submission move on him and just repeatedly shout out, I accept your challenge, I accept your challenge, I accept your challenge.
That's a good impression. But yeah, we will touch on this when we do our battleground prediction and whatnot, but what are they... Can anyone really see Zack Ryder as a credible threat for the US title? Because I certainly can't. This to me screams clean Rusev win, easily.
Yeah, I think the main problem you've got is the guys that Rusev has fought in the past, and like you're saying, you look back and you sort of like, is Zack Ryder a more serious challenge than the people who he's beaten in the past? I mean, Yeah, you could argue with the likes of Callisto, yes, but when you put out Titus O'Neil
Yeah.
and a few of the other guys who Rusev has fought recently, it's just like nah.
I mean, are they just chucking Zack Ryder in there until they find something better for Rusev to do? I don't know, but we'll talk about this when the Battleground thing comes up.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a confusing situation, but yeah. Moving on to the next match, we had a tag team match. We had Breezango versus the Lucha Dragons.
Yeah, this is another one that kind of confuses me because the Lucha Dragons, they've dabbled with Sin Cara being a singles wrestler and going back to a tag team. And Breezango, well, I'm going to say what it is. It's a joke. It really is.
Yeah, we've discussed in the past both Fandango and Tyler Breeze deserve much better than what they're getting at the moment. Obviously, we've said we're not big fans of the Fandango character, and we'd much rather he go back to Johnny Curtis.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone who's watched the original NXT back when it was the game show format, Johnny Curtis was actually quite a fun character, quite dark for a PG show. Because, I mean, I think he kidnapped someone with chloroform once. And I think he was handcuffed to a diva once.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It's just a confusing one because they're sort of keeping up this whole Golden Truth and Breezango rivalry, but they're also not at the same time.
Yeah, they've got them fighting different tag teams. Occasionally they will be ringside for each other's matches or interfere in each other's matches.
Yeah.
It's another confusing one, but yeah, back to the match. Good tag team match. Short. Not really too much to say on it.
No. Breezango ended up picking up the victory. I believe Tyler Breeze hit the beauty kick, I think.
The beauty shot?
Yeah, the beauty shot, that's the one.
Yeah. So they picked up the win, and so yeah,
That was that.
We'll see what they do next.
So, yeah. And then we had a very brief backstage segment, but we had the debut of a new show, the Rollins Report.
That's clever.
It's not quite like well, I'm going to name a few crap ones here, but just give you the example. You got the highlight reel, Miz TV, the Ambrose Asylum, and a few various other ones. But no, this is Seth doing hard-hitting reporter work, getting interviews with superstars and getting to the bottom of these ongoing issues and stories from backstage. And shock horror, his first report was Roman Reigns and how he shouldn't be in the main event at Battleground.
You see, I always like these segments where they play with different interview clips, and you can tell it's mocked together, it's cut and knocked up, but it was funny.
Not to mention you had two different backgrounds and two different T-shirts on.
Yeah, and I think in one of them he didn't have the belt, and one he had the belt.
Yeah, that's right. So and we ended up having Seth basically getting Roman to admit that no, he doesn't deserve to be in the main event of Battleground. And then he got interrupted by our WWE champion, Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, Dean not liking what Seth's saying. And I like the fact that they've gone with the whole Dean Ambrose fighting champion thing.
Yeah, it's good. I think that's a positive way to go with Dean.
How did this one end again? I can't really remember.
I think it just sort of just ended. They ended up having a few choice words, and then I can't remember if Dean sort of walked off or whatever.
We are very sorry about this. I mean, we're normally up to date with these things, but, working, lack of sleep, We don't remember all that much.
But then it did sort of end with setting up a match for next week.
Ah, right, yes.
We'd have the singles WWE Championship match between Roman... No
Roman.
No Roman. Sorry, folks. You got to wait until Battleground for him. No, we're going to have Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose for the WWE Championship.
Ah, yeah. Now I remember. I think Ambrose cut this incredible promo where he was talking about what it took for him to win the belt and what he'd do to keep it. And I remember in this promo he was killing it on the microphone. You really believe Dean Ambrose is a champion.
Yeah.
So this title match next week, it should be a good match, but let's be honest, it's not going to change hands. The Raw before Battleground.
No.
I call shenanigans.
Yeah. Or either that or, I don't know, we'll have an interference possibly of some sort, or, I don't know, maybe we'll have a double count out or something.
Possibly.
Yeah. And then, moving on to the next match we had, it was KO versus Cesaro.
Ah, yeah. These two normally put together a decent match. I quite like Kevin Owens' work. I quite like Cesaro's work.
Yes. Yeah, the James Bond imposter.
With his stripper suit.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't this the match where Sami Zayn was doing commentary and...
He was, and then Kevin sent out security to remove him. Kevin was refusing to come out to ringside until Sammy had been removed from the arena.
Yeah, he said it was an unsafe working environment and he didn't want to do it. And Stephanie came from out of nowhere and said that, yep, she agrees. And Sami Zayn was removed from ringside.
Yeah, so the match started off, went at a good fast pace as we would expect with these two. And then if I remember correctly, it ended up going to the outside. And then, out of nowhere, we had a certain Sami Zayn pretty much flying out of the crowd. And him and Kevin started fighting again.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Owens won the match with I don't know, sort of like a reverse torture rack, neck breaker.
Yeah.
Not his normal finish.
That's right, yeah. Yeah.
And then we had the whole Sami Zayn flying over the announce table, which I thought was rather impressive.
Yeah, and then unfortunately for Kevin, he suffered the Cesaro swing.
Yeah, got chucked back in the ring, and you've never seen 260 pounds swing that far. Fun times. Building up to the match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at Battleground.
Which in itself could steal the show.
It's definitely going to be one of the matches of the night, in my opinion.
Oh dear. Right, here we go. Toilet break alert.
Uh-oh.
We had the Social Outcasts come out.
Oh,
from
great.
what I remember, and they were talking to the crowd and that. And then for some unknown reason, Titus O'Neil interrupted them.
Yeah, this was a really strange one because, well, they don't really have anything to do with each other.
No. It was pretty much a squash match. Titus O'Neil getting, shall we say, the better of Heath.
Oh, wow, someone got the better of Heath, who knew?
Yeah, and then he got squashed in the corner, and that was all she wrote.
Yeah, Clash of the Titus, and
oh dear.
And that was it for the Heath Slater.
They're getting so inventive with some of their moves.
I know.
Sure, it's got nothing to do with Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, you're gonna have MGM, whoever it is, on you.
Yeah.
Oh, now this is going to be a good one. This I actually found rather interesting.
Yeah, this was a hell of a segment. We had the New Day having their fight with the Wyatt family at the compound.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I mean, you didn't know exactly where it was going to go.
No, and well, to be fair, considering they're still trying to claim they're a PG show, it was quite dark at times.
Yeah, we had Bray Wyatt swinging an axe.
Yeah, there were quite a few cars involved in getting smashed up as well. And then we have a brief segment, part in the segment where the New Day were getting on top of the New Day, and then sort of New Day got on top of the Wyatt family.
There you go.
There you go. After that up. And then, and then they sort of crowded together, and then Bray went down to his knees and sort of started hysterically laughing and that, and then a load of lights came on behind him.
Yeah, there was this impression that there were a lot more people than just the three of them. I mean, you saw a lot of people in sheep masks.
Yeah, that's right. So, I don't know whether they're going to maybe introduce down the line, maybe a new member, I don't know. I mean, they've long been teasing the possibility of maybe bringing in Sister Abigail, but then at the same time, when Bray's done promos out in the past, he's been talking about Sister Abigail in the past tense to hint at, she's no longer with us.
I mean, yeah, he's often referred to her being dead.
Yeah, and, unfortunately, if the talk backstage is true, we should be having Luke Harper come back in a couple of months, but apparently he's not going to be joining his brothers in the family.
Yeah, it's a stupid decision, because Luke Harper went solo when they originally split up the Wyatt family, and it didn't work. I mean, good wrestler he may be, but...
Didn't they try putting him in the intercontinental title picture?
He was actually intercontinental champion for about 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
Didn't do anything with it, he won it, and then he lost it at the next pay-per-view.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was on Raw or SmackDown, but they might have even been in between them, but yeah, then they later confirmed a 6-man tag match between the teams. Battleground.
This match has now been confirmed, but the thing that annoyed me, and we'll touch on this again when we do the Battleground preview.
Tag titles not on the line?
Yeah, there we go. It's like the New Day have defended it under the Freebird rule. They've defended it as a 3-man team. Anyone remember the Elimination Chamber last year when all 3 of them squeezed into that chamber?
Yeah.
So why the Wyatt family can't use the same Freebird rule and just make it a tag title match?
Yeah, it is a very weird one.
And I know, this is me nitpicking again, but Kane brought it up the week before. Let's not forget the ruling. They have to be defended every 30 days.
Well, yeah. I think that's whole new conversation for another show, but let's not forget, when was the last time the women's championship was defended?
Oh boy, yeah.
And I'm not quite sure if and when, but I think they're pretty much hinting at we're not going to be getting a women's title match at Battleground either.
I think, come to think about it, I think, didn't she defend it against Paige a couple of weeks ago?
Yes, she did on Raw. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they have worked around that one.
Nah, bastards.
So, what's next on the list of the damned?
We had our second tag match of the night. Enzo and Big Cass versus the club members of Gallows and Anderson.
Yeah.
Of course, I believe AJ was at ringside as well.
He was. And he's now in... They've made like a combined entrance video with all 3 of them.
Yeah. And they're using AJ's music, aren't they?
Yeah, I like AJ's music, but I thought Gallows and Anderson's theme was better.
Well, it fits the 2 of them much better, I feel.
But yeah, this was a decent match, solid as you'd expect. I mean, when you see an Enzo and Cass match, you tend to know how it's going to go. Enzo takes most of the beating.
Yeah.
Hot tag, Cass comes in.
Clears the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been really enjoying Enzo and Cass for a long time, but they're starting to get a little bit predictable with their bookings of the matches, like you say, because, don't get me wrong, Big Cass is a good wrestler, as he showcased when when he was on his own when Enzo was off with his injury, recovering from his concussion. But Enzo's very much the fan favourite out of the two, and yeah, he just tends to get beat up for about 5 minutes or so, and then, yeah, like you said, he gets the hot tag, and then Cass comes in and clears the ring.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of annoying, because if you watched SmackDown last week, you saw his one-on-one match with, was it Styles, I think he was fighting?
Yeah, it was AJ.
He's a decent wrestler when given the one-on-one. You don't need to portray him as the guy who's always taking the beatdowns. He can go.
Yeah.
But from what I was aware of in this match, AJ Styles interfered, causing Enzo and Big Cass to win by DQ.
Yep. And then they started to beat down on Enzo and Cass, and I think, was it possibly like AJ was sort of laughing and that, saying, no one's gonna save you, Cena ain't here.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he finished that breath, we heard those famous first few notes. And Mr. Cena made his appearance and quickly helped out clearing the ring.
Yeah, it's building up to the 6-man tag team at Battleground. I mean, it was surprising. I mean, no one thought Cena was going to be there, and he was there.
Yeah.
I think he was hosting a award show that week.
Yeah. Was it the ESPYs or something awards?
Something
I think.
like
Yeah.
that.
So yeah. Moving on to the next match, we had a singles women's match.
Oh.
We had Sasha Banks facing off against Dana Brooke.
Yeah, actually, this one actually went a bit longer than women's matches normally do, and surprisingly, ended cleanly.
Yeah, I was very surprised at that because, well, like we've discovered quite a few times recently, they're getting a bit piss poor with the booking and rather predictable, especially when it comes to anything involving Charlotte.
Yes, and I think they're going with this storyline that Charlotte hasn't given Sasha Banks a title match yet. She's got to earn it.
Yeah.
Which she will, and I think, I'm not sure if it was this one or the next one, but they've diverted the women's title match at Battleground, and it's going to be a tag team match again.
Yeah, I think that's right. In the end, Sasha's got to find herself a tag team partner or some rubbish.
Now, we will talk about that come the Battleground thing, but I have an idea of who her partner might be.
I've got an idea, but yeah, we'll discuss that at the Battleground.
So yeah, this was a solid, decent match, good length for a women's match, but it ended with Sasha Banks picking up the win with the bank statement.
Yeah.
And then Charlotte said that, no, you got to fight her again on SmackDown, and then maybe we'll see if you get a women's title match.
Yeah. So then that's how that one ended. And then of course the main event, but we didn't have a match for it though. It was the return of Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Oh boy, but he's not firing anyone this time.
Not this week. Although apparently there is a whole list of firings coming up shortly, apparently, despite the brand split coming up. Vince came out to the ring, and then he was quickly followed by Shane and Stephanie, and he was addressing the state of the SmackDown, who would be running the show when it goes live. Yeah,
you see, we had Stephanie kissing ass as she does.
Yeah, but then Daddy sort of bluntly interrupted and said, "This is crap.
Yeah,
I want you two going at one another. I want you to go to war." And he doesn't want it to be pretty either.
No. I mean...
But no. Long story short, Vince confirmed Shane would be running SmackDown.
Yep.
But he would be relinquishing Shane of his duties on Raw. And, didn't he put it, Shane would be the commissioner of SmackDown. And then after he relieved Shane of his duties of Raw, he confirmed Stephanie would be the commissioner of Monday Night Raw.
And they both have to appoint general managers of Raw and SmackDown, or he'll do it for them.
On Raw next week, those announcements would be made. So that's going to start off a big debate. Who do we think they're going to choose? Are they going to go for previous general managers? Are we going to see the possible return of Big Johnny?
Mr. John Laurinaitis, Executive Vice President.
Or could it be T-Lo?
Hold on a minute, player.
Or could it be...
Yeah?
Eric Bischoff?
I'm back. It could be. I mean, we haven't seen him. Of all the general managers they've brought back and not brought back, we haven't seen Bischoff yet.
No.
And just quickly before we end this thing, I just want to pick up on one thing Vince said. I mean, this always gets to me, crowd reaction, and then Vince said he doesn't give a damn what the people think. Every time he does that, it pisses me off.
Yeah. It's,
I mean, you remember a couple of years ago, Punk called him out on it, and he said, that's the problem.
Yeah.
I think Vince needs to start listening to the fan reaction.
Yeah, definitely, because at the end of the day, they're the people buying the tickets, buying the merchandise, basically funding his company. So yeah, I think eventually, as much as he hates it, he's going to have to start listening.
But yeah, that wrapped it up for Raw.
Yeah.
And we ended up with Stephanie slapping Shane and Shane kissing her?
Yeah.
Strange one.
Just a tad, but yeah. That was that.
So, I think that's the end of the show. Nothing more to
It
add.
is.
So, from your hosts, the Master of the Brain Damage,
I've been Martin.
and the one and only Sam H, we will see you again for the SmackDown review. See you later.